Hey everyone, welcome to the current USC Annenberg Media's Facebook Live news show. I'm your host Sebastian Vega, and today we are actually going to give you a very special sneak peek of the University Village. Before we get to that, with our very own Lauren Day, we actually have a couple student complaints that we were talking about last week on our live show, and we're gonna show those off to you here in a second. We are first going to look at Michael Luisi's complaints and take a look at this. There was a hole in his roof for the past for the beginning of the semester for about 4 weeks. Here, take a look.
I'm in Stuho right now, and it's not the greatest, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And why is that?
Where to begin? I mean, the day I moved in, the apartment was completely filthy, like dirt everywhere, like stuff in the toilets. It was disgusting. Moving in first day, transferring to USC.
Right.
We get over it, they come and clean it, but they act like it's not their fault, that it's completely dirty and that this is normal for an apartment. But fast forward about 3 months, we had 2 weeks of rain about a month ago, right?
Yeah.
And so my apartment,
a lot of rain.
Yeah,
in
a
LA.
lot of rain. It was weird, flooded, and my ceiling started to have dripping coming through, and it started to mold. So I emailed them, and they get back to me about a week, and they come and they rip my roof open. Instead of putting stuff over my bed, my computer, all that, they do nothing, and there are literally paint chips all over my computer, all over my bed, to the point where, like, I open my bed, it goes flying. So I emailed them, they come and fix it the next day, but at the same time, they come and do a leak test on the roof, and they put too much water, and the water starts pouring through all the way down, and there's no bucket or anything there, and they didn't unplug anything as well, so it's all going towards the socket right there. I'm not home, my roommate is, and he runs in and unplugs everything, because it could have exploded there.
Yeah.
Like, there's water going towards all these electronics, and they didn't think to do anything about it.
Yeah.
So a month goes by, I have a hole in my roof because they just never came back after that for the longest time.
And so for everybody watching, can you define a hole? What are we talking about, a hole here?
I'm talking like a 6x6 missing piece in my roof. Mosquitoes would come in, like,
and we're talking like above that is just the sky. Like there's
like,
no
there's
roof.
There's a little bit of roof, but like it's still, water will leak through. Mosquitoes got in there, like it started invading my apartment. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I would email them every 3 days saying, hey, are the guys going to come? They say, yeah, they're going to come at like so-and-so time, 10 in the morning, and 99% of the time they would just not show up. And I'd email them, like, they never came, and said, oh, well, they're here. And I'm like, they never came. So for the longest time, I had like 3-4 weeks, just nothing in my roof. I couldn't live there. Thankfully, my parents lived in Santa Monica, so I would go home, sleep there, and drive in the morning back to the apartment to go to class. But
perfect, yeah.
Otherwise, I couldn't live in there. It would get freezing at night, like way too hot during the day. It just was no temperature control as well.
Like not really livable conditions.
No, it was ridiculous. Yeah. I sent them many emails, and they didn't get anything done until I literally threatened them with legal action. That was the problem.
Hey everybody, so just to recap once again, I'm your host Sebastian Vega, and you're watching The Current right now. And of course, yes, we do have a very special show set up for you today because you are going to get an inside look at the University Village. But like I said, right now, we're taking a look at some of these student concerns that students all around University Park are having about their housing, maybe even their management or landlords, whatever the case may be. You just took a look at Michael Luisi. Luisi says that his roof is fixed, but he's still angry about how Stuho handled the whole situation that you just heard. So we actually reached out to the property manager, and they promised us a response. They said they'd be happy to give it to us, but we haven't received that follow-up. If you're having housing issues, definitely comment below. We really want to hear your complaints, we want to hear your concerns, and we want to get to those stories as well. But first, USC freshman Justin White, he's having some problems of his own, but he's actually living on campus in a dormitory, floor tower to be exact. He says the elevators frequently close and they're just not usable. And then when that happens, the stairs are off limits. Here, take a listen.
Floor tower does not give their students access to the stairs, which is it's a big problem if you are claustrophobic, and it's also a big problem if you live on the second floor.
Because you're going to be using the elevator a lot.
Exactly, because you have to use one of the 2 elevators, and most of the time, one, if not both of the 2 elevators are broken, and they tell us that if we use the stairs, they will write us up, and we'll get an infraction for using the stairs, even if the elevator is broken. So we either have to
get down.
Good question. So we either have to wait for the elevator to come to us so it can go up all 11 floors and then down all 11 floors if you can get a spot on the elevator,
right.
Or you just like don't go to class. I started a petition because it was just talk around the students at Floor Tower that something needed to be done, but nobody was doing anything. So I said, I'll just start a petition and I will see what I can do and see how many people's signatures I can get. I went from the 2nd floor to the 8th floor, I believe, and I got every single person that I saw either greeted me with a "thank God you're doing this," or they were like, I'm gonna sign it. My roommate isn't here right now, but she wants to sign it.
As you heard, Justin is putting together a petition that he wants to take to the university. We reached out to USC for their comment, and they declined to respond. Take a look at this other complaint that we have here from an individual that is living in Icon. That's actually an off-campus apartment complex. He says that he has concerns about individuals coming into his apartment when he had no idea, honestly. And they said this was, of course, just like routine room checks, but he really didn't like that. So take a look at his complaint and what he's been going through.
The staff there at Icon Plaza seem to treat the building as though it's a dormitorium. It actually reminded me a lot of the barracks.
Okay. How so?
Room inspections.
Wow, okay.
Unannounced room inspections.
What are they inspecting for? Bugs, or are they inspecting for like
the functionality of the furniture? Since most of, if not all of the units at Icon Plaza come furnished.
Okay.
So
they're essentially just checking their furniture.
Walking into people's apartments with them being under the impression that prior proper notices had gone out when in fact they haven't.
Okay.
What really sucks is I'm left to deal with this and USC is hands off.
Right.
They don't want to do anything, even though it's all students that live there.
Right.
So I have to move back to Long Beach. And now I'm commuting every day and I'm still dealing with a lawsuit with Icon Plaza. They're trying to they say that I broke my lease by leaving early when in fact the lease was voided due to the unlawful entrance of some of the staff in the building.
Yeah.
Which made me uncomfortable to the extent that I'd been in the military. So I left.
Yeah.
Didn't damage anything, gave them back the keys.
Yeah.
But it's turned into an argument as to whether or not I'm responsible for the remaining amount of money for the lease left on that contract.
Yeah, so we asked Icon for a comment, but the company has not given a response. So, do you have a story about housing? Please let us know in the comments, or you can even send us a DM, a direct message on our Facebook account. The students that you heard from, we're talking about off-campus housing, but there's a lot of anticipation about some new USC housing. The Village, I don't know if you've heard of that or not. The university just put out some really awesome, really cool new drone footage of the University Village. It looks really sweet. Let's take a look at this. The new USC Village is on track to open in August, so it's not too far away. The $700 million residential space will include restaurants and shops. There's even, get this, there's going to be a Trader Joe's and a Target. That is going to be great. The new space is more than 1 million square feet and is located between Hoover and McClintock, so literally just right across the street from campus. The Village consists of 4 residential buildings, so literally 4 new apartment complexes and 1 freshman honors dorm. So if you're a freshman, you can, of course, live in the new USC Village. But now we kind of want to give you a live look at the Village. So Annenberg Media's Lauren Day is at the Village with a live look inside a mock apartment suite. Lauren, what do we have over there? Let's take a look at what we have.
Yes, Sebastian, a Trader Joe's and a Target right across the street from campus. The new University Village will have about 2,700 student beds. Now, the price ranges from about $3,000 a semester to $6,000 a semester. For a little over $3,000 a semester, you can be in a 2-bedroom, 4-person loft. Now, for a little over $6,000 a semester, well, that will get you a 2-bedroom, 2-person apartment. So you would get your own room, which is pretty nice. Now, right now I'm standing in Unit H. This is a model room, and it's an exact replica of what Unit H will look like. Now, that is the most common unit in the entire University Village. To give you an idea, there are about 660 total units and about 360 units that will look just like this. So let's give you a look, because that's what everyone's waiting for. This is the living room in this 2-bedroom, 4-person apartment. Obviously, this is a model, so if you can see, that's not a real window back there, but of course it's fully furnished to give you a better idea of what this will look like. Now I want to show you what one of these bedrooms will look like. Again, this is the most common floor plan in the entire University Village, so if you scored a spot, you will likely live in something that looks like this. You see 2 beds over here, and if we bring you guys over here, you can see there's 2 desks, one here, one on this other side as well, and then back here you got some closet space. A little bit of closet space there, but I want to show you what the kitchens will look like, because keep in mind, most of the rooms and apartments in the University Village is apartment style, so you will get a kitchen. This is what the kitchen looks like, of course, right on the other side from your couch and your living area. You got your stove, refrigerator, everything that you would need there. But again, if you're a freshman living in the freshman honors dorm, well, that's more dorm style, so you wouldn't get a kitchen, you know, your classic in the dorms, and then communal bathrooms type of thing. But this is the bathroom in the apartment style. Again, this is the model version of it, but exactly the same size would be exactly like this if you're living in Unit H. So you can see you got your toilet, your bathtub with a shower, and then you got your vanity over here. But what's also nice is that there's a vanity outside of the bathroom on this side. So if you have a roommate who's inside this bathroom, you have that as well. Now I want to show you guys the second bedroom in here. So again, 2-bedroom, 4-person, you got 2 beds, and then 4 people total in this apartment. This is just to give you a general idea of what most of these apartments will look like when the University Village is finished. And I want to go outside because I'm going to be joined by the director of the University Village Construction Project, Mr. Willie Marsh. Can I have you come in here for a second? I'm going to join in.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining me here, director of the entire University Village project. Tell me a little bit about what retail shops we can expect to see. I know rumors about Target and Trader Joe's.
Well, those are not rumors, those are real. So Target and Trader Joe's will be ready to go when the students get here in August. Bank of America, Starbucks, Core Power Yoga is one of them, Sun Life Organics. That's just a few of them. There's quite a few more still going through the lease agreements, but I think they're going to find a really robust retail for the students. It's going to be fantastic.
Well, let's walk over here so we can show a little bit of the honors colleges on this side, right?
Yes, this is the Freshman Honors College, McCarthy Honors College, 550 beds. Again, these are not apartment style; these are dorm style, and it also has a dining hall associated to it, a really nice dining hall for the students and faculty.
So that's the key difference. Is the freshman dorms the only style where it will be like actual dorm style living?
Correct. The rest of the buildings, 6, 7, 8, 9, are apartment style.
So what for you is your favorite part about the University Village? What's the most unique?
You know, having the elevated courtyards are really nice where you're in your dorm room or in your apartment and you want to get out and study. You're not in the common courtyards. You're actually in elevated, and they're beautiful. They're well landscaped. They've got overhead lighting in them. They're really special places, and you can't
surprised you were at the demand. And I know a lot of students, they wanted to live in here, but there just weren't enough spaces. Were you surprised at how many people really wanted to be in the University Village?
Well, yeah. I mean, I work closely with housing, and I was really surprised and excited to hear that it really sold out, you know, in a matter of hours. So that's you know, obviously it's a testament to what the university wanted to do for this development, and it's a great thing. And hopefully this will be a development that will last for another 100 years, and hopefully they'll have another expansion, and we can make more of these.
Is there room for an expansion, or are there plans to make more residential halls like this?
So there are 3 parcels still on this development that are available for future growth. Right behind me, the old Bank of America, we're taking this down. This is actually be programmed to be a 100,000 square foot academic building. However, on the north side of the property, there's 2 parcels that we could expand another 500 to 600 beds.
Okay, so that is kind of in the works right now, or we don't know exactly?
No, it's not in the works right now. I think they need to get this operational for a few years and see how it operates. And I think with the demand there, that'll start to push the university forward looking at that. But at this time, it's not on the books.
What does the timeline look like to finishing, you know, all the buildings and residential halls?
A good question. So right now, 3 of those 6 buildings have been signed off by the City of Los Angeles. We have 3 more to go. We'll have those signed off in the next 45 days. We start moving in furniture into the Honors College next week. So that's our biggest coordination, is all the furniture for both the resident and the non-resident furniture. And then obviously we have all the outdoor furniture as well. So there's quite a bit of furniture we're coordinating. And then obviously getting the buildings commissioned and punched and ready for the students coming in the fall.
Will all the retail spaces be totally ready?
This will be operational.
Okay. And I have, we're live on Facebook, so we do have a question from Eli Goodstein. He's asking, has there been any issues with some older students trying to get access to living here? Do you have any control over that?
No, again, that's kind of a housing question. I'm the builder, but again, this is designed for all upperclassmen. One of the major reasons why this development happened is that they really wanted to convert some of the northern part of the campus into graduate housing. So that's not really been the USC's portfolio, having graduate housing. So now this development offers graduate housing, and that's really what I understand the whole development was based on.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much for letting us take a look at the model and being here today.
Yes.
Sebastian, I'm going to send it back to you in the studio.
Yeah, so you just had the chance to get a really cool glimpse at this new village, and I'm very glad that we got to talk to the director of construction. Of course, it takes a village to put together a huge project, a village like this, but it looks pretty nice to me. So I know a lot of students are anticipating the new USC housing and are eager to get a place. Personally, I tried to get a spot, and it was like a Taylor Swift concert that day. I mean, the spots just went flying by super quick. As they said, by the end of the day, there were no more spots in a matter of hours. Filled up pretty fast, and we actually have a student who was fortunate enough to pretty much win the lottery, and he's going to move into one of those buildings. Interestingly enough, guess what? It's our very own cameraman, Trevor Shikaki. He is that one USC student. So we're going to talk to him in just a second, but before we do that, I just want to recap some of the things that Lauren talked about with the director of construction. So of course, one huge concern that a lot of students have, I mean, I'll be honest, even myself, is that a lot of these housing complexes that are now for undergraduate students in the USC community, the University Park, are transferring over to be only graduate housing, which of course is really interesting. But as you heard, they want to expand they want to expand how many university owned graduate housing complexes that they have. So that's a really interesting note. But let's see what Trevor thinks about his new home. He's going to go and take a little look at the village, and he's going to give us a little live hit here. So let's.
Thanks, Sebastian. Well, I'm here with my very own cameraman from the Media Center, Trevor Shawaki. Thank you for coming on in the other side of the camera this time.
Thank you for having me.
So, as I understand, you got one of those slots. Mm-hmm. You are going to be living in the University Village. Are you excited? What are you most looking forward to?
I'm very excited. I can't wait. I'm looking at this space right now, completely unlived in. Nobody's been here. I'm seeing this kitchen. I don't have to go to EVK anymore to get my meals. I can just have my breakfast, lunch right here. I think it's great, especially with the proximity to campus and everything.
So I know for a lot of our viewers, it looks a little bit different on camera, but this is an exact replica of a 2-bedroom, 4-person apartment. How does it feel size-wise to you?
Size-wise, it feels pretty good. I mean, it's much bigger than my dorm already. I know I was told, like, a lot of people were saying that it was pretty small and that they were worried about, like, the sizing and everything. I didn't think that was an issue. I mean, I'm looking around here and I'm like, already the bedroom is bigger than my dorm. I'm going to have, like, a bathroom, a sink. I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
Is there anything that you're concerned about living in a totally new building?
I have heard issues with other buildings, like especially Element, where they build this whole new thing and then there's a bunch of problems. I don't know. I mean, that is a little bit of a concern of mine. I'm not sure if it's going to be an issue, but other than that, I mean, if this is how my apartment's going to look next year, I don't have any complaints.
Are you living right now in university housing?
Yeah, I live in Burncrant Residential College, so I think it's one of the older buildings on campus. I know we don't have any air conditioning, so that'll be nice in here as well. But yeah, I live in Burncrant, and it's good, so we'll see.
But how does this compare to where you're living now?
So much better. It's so much better. It's cleaner, nicer. I won't have to deal with like a bunch of people in a really tight space. And although, of course, I love my floor, I love my Burncrant family, I think that it'll be nice to just have just me and my roommate chill, relax in here whenever we're stressed out or anything like that.
So I know a lot of students, I'm sure you've heard this, they were complaining about not being able to get a slot to live in here. Did you have other friends that were a little bit jealous or angry at you for getting one of those?
I didn't really have any friends that were like angry at us. I know like a couple people on my floor then had to like move to Gateway because they didn't get a spot that they wanted. I also heard this story about how one girl, like they set up all the housing, they had it all set up, like I think it was exactly like this, and then she went into surgery, so then like she wasn't able to confirm her housing, and the rest of them did, so now she's completely left out, and they're just there, like now there's 3 of them in a 4-person, and to get some 4th random roommate. So I have heard stories like that, but I was lucky that my future roommate, he was able to get a spot on the first day, and so he was able to get us a nice apartment, but I know if you didn't have it on the first day, you're basically out of luck.
So were you surprised that you got a slot? Was it easy for you to get one?
Well, I was actually on the second day afternoonish, and I thought I'd be fine. And then when I heard like second day around midday, it was all gone. I was like, wow, okay. So if I had tried to do this on my own, I would have been completely out of an apartment. But thankfully, I did feel lucky to have a roommate who had it on the first day. So that was a key.
Now, earlier you were telling me that you wanted the 2-bedroom, 2-person, where you would get your own room, but those filled up too quickly?
Those filled up really quickly. I think we were looking at them, and we kind of had to balance, like, do we want to pay like the extra money to get our own bedroom, or do we just want to go with a 1-bedroom, 2-person? And it ended up working out okay. I'm fine with my roommate right now. I think I'm going to be fine with my roommate in the future. So I don't really think there's going to be a problem. So it's all good.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. Well, thank you so much for joining me here.
Thank you.
Sebastian, back to you.
Thank you so much, Lauren and Trevor, for being able to talk a little bit about how you're feeling about getting into the Village. Unfortunately, like I said, I didn't get a spot, but I'm going to try to reassign to get a spot in the Village because I so want to be there for my senior year. If you have any concerns about really anything related to housing, maybe you didn't get into the Village, maybe you're having trouble with your landlord at your new apartment complex or apartment complex you had in the past, let us know. Comment down below, share our posts so the word can get out that we have this project going on focusing on housing and student concerns, and we'll try to get back to you and really follow up on those stories because we want to see what complaints USC students have. But until then, thank you so much for watching The Current. You can come back here next Thursday, right at noon. We're going to be back. And of course, for more USC news, you can always follow Annenberg Media on your favorite social platform, or you can visit uscannenbergmedia.com. Have a great weekend. And of course, as always, fight on.